What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 10, and we start today's episode off with a game against Chelsea here away at Stamford Bridge. And as you can see by my lineup, I did decide to make a few changes. Pocagnoli came in for Jordan Abita, Yannick Vestergaard came in for Jolien Lescott, Gardner and Jakob came in for Malumbu and Hughes, Ings came in for Berahino. Quite a few changes to my lineup for this game away at Stamford Bridge because, of course, after that disappointing game against Newcastle United, I felt as though I need to change it up a little bit, you know. The only times we've really made changes to our lineup is through injury in Brown Day and Stefan Sessegnon. I thought really we need to start making more tactical changes and more changes in personnel and just try and flirt around with the team a little bit more, you know. Stop just being a really, you know, predictable manager, I guess, and just play the same players every week. You know, we need to try and change it around a little bit, try and mess up with the opponent's, you know, belief on what team will play, you know. So that's why I did decide to make quite a few changes for this game. And against Chelsea, obviously, you know, that home defeat against Newcastle was really poor, but coming into this game, well, I didn't really know what to expect. I just knew it was going to be quite difficult for us as we travelled to London here, and obviously the first chance would indeed come to the home side literally in the first couple of minutes. Loic Remy, the former QPR man, finds Ramirez, but thankfully for us his shot goes over the bar. And I'm sure the cameraman was thankful as well that the shot wasn't on target, because otherwise he might have got whack in the face. Not sure what he was doing there, walking through the goal mouth, but still, Chelsea 0, West Brom 0, first chance coming to the home side as we predicted, and Nemanja Matic almost stole in here to make it 1-0 in the 5th minute, and as you can see, we really were struggling in this game right from the off, which was not a real surprise. You know, I didn't really know what to do with my team, to be honest. I didn't really know how to set up, and as Chelsea just kept on coming forward here, I was beginning to worry every single time they got the ball and basically worked their way into a dangerous area, because as Baker collects the ball and finds Remy, he picks out Mohamed Salah, who strikes it, but thankfully for us his shot goes just wide of the post and out for a goal kick. And as you can see in the bottom right hand side of your screen there, I did decide to go to a park the bus style of play, because the reality was I was struggling massively in the opening few minutes, so I thought the best strategy is just put everyone behind the ball and hope for the best, really. So I went to a park the bus type of philosophy, but to be honest I didn't know whether it was going to help or not, because in the 29th minute Chelsea had a free kick here. Hazard stood over it, great chance for the Belgian, but he puts the shot over the bar and it goes out for a goal kick. But the reality was, you know, we survived until half time with a score at 0-0, and ever since we switched to park the bus, we were doing okay. We were doing really okay, because Chelsea was struggling. You know, every single time they had a shot, it tended to be from outside the area. We were restricting them from shooting from range, and they couldn't really work their way into the box like they've been doing so far already. So my tactics change there was actually working for us, as we did decide to park the bus. And in the 59th minute, another good chance for Chelsea there. I think it was Diego Costa in the centre who won this header, but the header went wide of the post and out for a goal kick. But on the hour mark here, it was still Chelsea 0, West Brom 0, and clearly the tactical change had worked, because, you know, in the first half I wanted to be adventurous. I wanted to attack. I wanted to show Chelsea we were here to get the 3 points, not just a 1. It wasn't working. So, you know, since going to that part of the bus philosophy, things were doing brilliantly well. And had Anachabi had better feet there, we could have scored in the 63rd minute and scored a shot goal. But unfortunately, the shot went straight into the gloves of Petr Cech, and it was still 0-0. But we eventually crept out of our shell as the game went on and decided to attack a bit more. And Patrick Roberts off the bench had a brilliant run down this right hand side, put Azpilicueta on the floor, kept on going. But Gary Cahill made a great last ditch challenge to keep it keep Roberts from going into the area. But as Roberts wins the ball back here, he takes on his man again down the right hand side, beats Azpilicueta for the second time, roulettes around Gary Cahill this time, and Patrick Roberts, remember the name, makes it Chelsea 0, West Bromwich Albion 1 in a fantastic display of basically park the bus, wait for your moment, break and score. And Roberts gets it there, Chelsea 0, West Brom 1, who came off the bench, and Patrick Roberts may well have scored a late shocking winner for us here at Stamford Bridge. And the Chelsea fans must have been feeling like this is deja vu, because of course last year in real life, in the game between Chelsea and West Brom at Stamford Bridge, the game finished 2-2, and Petr Cech made a howler in that game as Sessegnon, I think it was, or possibly Malumbu, scored what could have ended up being the winner, and Cech makes another howler here. How on earth that ball squirmed under his body, I've got no idea. That gave us the lead, so a bit of similarities there. But as you can see in the 90th minute here, Chelsea had one of their last chances from this corner. Hazard would take it and swing it into the area, and somehow Cesc Fabregas misses a free header with 3 yards out and basically an open goal and puts it over. And the game does indeed finish Chelsea 0, West Bromwich Albion 1. So unlike last year's game where Chelsea won a late penalty in very debatable circumstances to score the equalising goal and preserve Mourinho's record, at least until Sunderland came along, in real life we hold on and get the win. And you know, it was so similar, because obviously that howler from Petr Cech happened in this game as well. But as you can see by the stats, Chelsea had 6 shots, we had 2, both only 1 on target. They had more possession, and the fact is Chelsea didn't push us enough in that game. They really didn't. They didn't push us enough. They didn't make us feel as though we were going to be under too much threat, because, you know, we parked the bus, and other than a couple of chances, you know, after we switched to that really ultra defensive style of play, we were okay. We did everything we needed to do, so it was a really good performance. We got the win, and, you know, I say it was a good performance not in the way that we dominated the game, had so many shots and so on, but we knew what we needed to do and we did it, and that's the main thing. So I'm really pleased we got the win, and it's funny, but I'm pretty sure that's actually the second time this season in the game that Chelsea have lost at home. So clearly, after Mourinho's record went in real life last year against Sunderland, it's just happening all over the place right now. But even so, Chelsea 0, West Brom 1, and again, it's another scalp for us. It's another scalp because we beat Spurs away at White Hart Lane. We've now beaten Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. It's brilliant for us, you know, to know that we can go to those big clubs, go to their stadiums, and not just get a point, but get all 3 points if we play well enough. As you can see as well, Brown Day is coming back from injury, which is just fantastic because we are obviously getting close to December now, and he was going to be out for around 2 months, so it's great to see that he is coming back from injury. Of course, he's not ready just yet, and obviously I never like to play players who are, you know, they still have the plaster next to their name, if you will. I like to say that, if they're not ready just yet, so he won't be getting into the squad just for the time being, but it's good to know he is coming back from injury. Of course, Sessegnon's still got a couple months left, but good to know that Brown Day is coming back to fitness regardless. And we did take on Arsenal for the second and final game of today's episode as well, as Arsenal currently sit in 5th place. We are in 9th after that victory away at Stamford Bridge. So we take on Arsenal, and, you know, we just sat there and thought, you know, if we can beat Chelsea away, there's no reason we can't beat Arsenal at home. And as you can see, I did decide to reward Patrick Roberts. He get a start on the right flank ahead of Varela, who was dropped to the bench in this game, obviously because Roberts did score that fantastic goal against Chelsea, so why not play him in this game as well? And I felt confident of our chances, you know, I really did. Of course, you know, when you face a big side and you are a mid-table to bottom half of the table side in West Brom, in career mode, for example, I'm using West Brom right now, obviously, but if you are one of those sort of mid-table to bottom half of the table sides, when the big teams come, you're obviously a little bit fearful. But in this game, obviously, with that win against Chelsea fresh in our minds, I was feeling really, really confident. But the first chance would fall to Arsenal in the 10th minute here as Danny Welbeck and Aaron Ramsey exchange passes. Ramsey collects the ball here and gives it to Per Mertesacker, the big German. He spreads it out wide towards Debuchy. Down his right-hand side here, Debuchy takes on his man, swings it in across, and Welbeck just heads the ball over the bar. What a great chance for the former United striker, but thankfully he couldn't hit the target, and it was still 0-0. And there will be another chance here on the half-an-hour mark as Danny Welbeck, who was causing me problems all through the first half, picks out Thomas Rosicky. Rosicky collects the ball, plays it inside towards Theo Walcott. The shot is well blocked, but it comes to Rosicky, crosses the ball into the centre, and well, Danny Welbeck was not going to miss that chance. The former United man brings up what I believe is his 9th goal of the season and makes it West Bromwich Albion 0, Arsenal 1. So unfortunately for us, Welbeck gets the goal there. It was really poor marking by me. I dragged both Vestergaard and Nastasic out, and as the cross was played across the face of goal, we were never going to catch up, and Welbeck made it 1-0. So 1-0 to Arsenal, unfortunately. In the 34th minute, Rosicky gets on the ball for Arsenal again. He was also having a really good first half, picks out Diaby, and thankfully for us, Diaby can't hit the target, and it goes behind for a goal kick. So still at West Bromwich Albion 0, Arsenal 1. And in the 38th minute, Callum Chambers on loan from Arsenal. Not sure why he was allowed to play in this game, but he was. Collects the ball, gives it to Patrick Roberts, who goes down the right hand side. Great chance here as Roberts fizzes in across, but there's no one in the area. But Berahino recovers the situation, collects the ball, crosses it in. Victor Anichebe wins the header. It loops up in the air, goes over Ospina, and finds the empty net. Well, the empty net, the back of the net, and makes it West Bromwich Albion 1, Arsenal 0. So Anichebe gets the goal. Of course, with Brown today coming back from injury, he's going to have to keep on scoring those goals if he wants to tie down a first team place. And Berahino did well to recover that situation, pick out Anichebe, and it was a really good header. But I think it was a bit of a fortunate header because he beats 2 defenders in the air, but I think it might have took a nick off one of them. I'm not entirely sure, but even so, we'll call it a great header by Anichebe. We'll give some praise to our striker up top there. So Anichebe scores the goal and makes it West Bromwich Albion 1, Arsenal 1. So very pleased to be back on level terms. He celebrates in front of the home fans there. I love those corner flag celebrations. I don't know why, but they're so cool. And he makes it 1-1. But just before half time, Santi Cazorla collects the ball down the left hand side. The Spanish man plays it inside towards Thomas Rosicky. Rosicky turns his man and shoots, but it's a great save by Ben Foster, and we just about managed to clear the ball away. So Rosicky and Welbeck in particular giving us a real tough time as they kept on coming forward here. And on the stroke of half-time, Santi Cazorla collects the ball for Arsenal, plays it inside towards Thomas Rosicky, who also picks out another man who's having a good half for Arsenal in Abu Diaby, and the French midfielder puts it into the back of the net and makes it West Bromwich Albion 1, Arsenal 2 on the stroke of half-time. So it's a really poor goal to concede from a defensive point of view, but I just could not get the ball off Arsenal in this game there. Passing accuracy was just too good for me, it really was. They kept on slicing me open. Great ball by Rosicky to get his second assist of the game, and Abu Diaby was never going to miss that goal. So it's 2-1 here. Arsenal go in front for the second time in the game, and in the 73rd minute it was still 2-1 to the Gunners, and well, I just couldn't get the ball off them. I mean, I'll be honest here, they just kept on dictating the tempo, and every time I did get the ball I gave it away myself, and Cazorla really should have wrapped up the 3 points for Arsenal here with 16 minutes to go, but his shot went wide the post and out for a goal kick. But it was still 2-1 to the Gunners, but we would have a good chance a few minutes later as Danny Ings collects the ball and finds Chris Brunt. He fake shots around Debuchy here, gets himself down his left hand side, rides the slide challenge, reverse step overs around per Mertesacker, swings in a great ground cross, picks out Craig Garner, but unfortunately for me, I didn't realise I was holding L2 and ended up going for a skill shot instead of a regular blast, hopefully into the back of the net. So I wasted a golden opportunity and it was still 2-1, and with a few minutes to go, we were still behind, trying everything we could, throwing a kitchen sink at Arsenal, and as Abita finds Patrick Roberts, he flicks it back, Callum Chambers gets on the ball, crosses the ball in, picks out Danny Ings, but unfortunately Ings hits the post with just a matter of minutes to go. That would have scored us the equalising goal, but I couldn't get the ball in between the sticks, and it's still 2-1. As we push bodies forward here, Arsenal went on the break, picked out Edin Dzeko, who rode the challenges, but thankfully for us the Bosnian shot was well saved by Ben Foster, but it would not matter because Arsenal would hold on for the 3 points, and unfortunately for us we do lose at home. After such a good result away against Chelsea, we do lose this game, and it just goes to show what our season's been like this season so far. It's just been inconsistent results one after the other, and we just can't get a good pattern going. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, then please do leave a like because it's much appreciated and it really does help my channel out, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.